Hashtag MeToo. Hashtag MeToo is a movement for sexually harassed and sexually assaulted victims to tell their story. The movement was created many years ago by Tanera Burke. He was a counselor when a young girl told her story about her stepfather who sexually harassed her. She created the movement for young colored women to have a platform to tell their story. It gained public attention in 2017 when women told what Harvey Weinstein did to them. One of the many women that shared their story was Angelina Jolie. In 2017, Alyssa Milano made hashtag MeToo public when she tweeted. Her tweet said, "If you have been sexually harassed or sexually assaulted, write MeToo in reply to this tweet." From there, MeToo was spread all over the internet. In the first 24 hours, millions of women were telling their stories across different social media platforms about what happened to them. Many more famous women were sharing their story about the men that abused them when they were just starting out. One in 4 women are raped. Every minute and a half, a woman is assaulted in the United States alone, and every 8 minutes, a child would have been sexually assaulted. When we're talking about women of color, these numbers increase. 1 in 20 women will report what happened to them to the police. 6 out of every 1,000 perpetrators actually face any jail time. Why it matters. More women are now feeling comfortable sharing their story. Betty Tang, who is a counselor for victims of sexual assault and sexual harassment, and even rape, wrote an article about the importance of women sharing their story. When a woman shows her story, she feels like it's more real and can begin to heal. When she shows her story, people need to recognize and believe her. People get to see the number of people that have actually been sexually assaulted. They realize how close to home it is and realize how many women actually get sexually assaulted. People also begin to see the flaws in the justice system. An underage girl was raped, and during trial, the underwear that she was wearing was shown in court and said, anyone who is wearing this underwear is asking to be sexually harassed. There is also a story where a 14-year-old girl was raped, and the judge sent her to family court to establish rights of the father who raped her. There is also cases where the men face little to no jail time. A frat president was proven guilty of raping multiple women, but only had to pay $600 and do several hours of community service. Problems with the Me Too movement. More people need to be represented. Most of the people that stories get shared are of white women, but people need to realize that it can happen to anyone and everyone deserves their story to be shared and recognized and listened to just like everyone else. People need to focus on the individual stories. Me Too gains criticism because of how many people are telling their story and that it can't be real. There have been false accusations, but people need to realize that behind every story is a real person, and they should be heard and listened to just like everyone else. Their story is just as valid as any famous woman or anyone else's story is. Me Too needs to move beyond just the hashtag. Recent legislator have been starting to pass laws to help victims of sexual assault and realize that more needs to be done for them, and people that sexually abuse and sexually harass them should get jail time.